In 1978, people chose a pill to fail on purpose. Not because they wanted to lose, because failing on a drug protects the ego. Losing because you suck doesn't. Welcome to self-sabotage. You get close to what you want, then you blow it up. Miss the deadline. Pick the fight. Quit on day 6. Feels like bad luck. Isn't. Every self-defeating habit pays you something, usually safety, and there's a ceiling pulling you back. Stay. I'll show you the payoff and how to stop falling to it. Self-sabotage has a clinical name, self-handicapping. The 1978 study, Stephen Berglas and Edward Jones at Duke, gave students 2 pills before a tough test. One labeled performance-enhancing, one labeled performance-impairing. The students expecting to fail reached for the impairing pill, on purpose. Because if you fail on a drug, you didn't really fail. Your ego survives. That's the move. You build the excuse before the loss arrives. Now zoom out. Self-sabotage is any behavior that undermines a goal you say you want. Mostly it runs underground. Researchers Baumeister and Scher in 1988 cataloged self-defeating behaviors and found a pattern. Most people had no idea they were doing it. The forms: wear costumes, procrastinating on the application, perfecting the deck until the launch window closes, picking a fight the night before the trip, ghosting the relationship that's finally getting good, quitting on day 6 of the diet, numbing out on the scroll, the bottle, the binge, different masks, same hidden agenda. You said you wanted the goal. Part of you wanted something else more. And that part is older and louder than your willpower. Here's the rule. Every self-sabotaging behavior pays you something. Find the payoff. You find the engine. The first payoff is almost always safety. Walter Cannon named it in 1932, homeostasis. Your brain and nervous system are wired to defend a familiar, steady state. Anything outside it reads as a threat. Even good change, a promotion, a new partner, a bigger life. The body doesn't care that it's positive. It cares that it's unfamiliar. So the comfort zone isn't lazy. It's defended. Payoff? 2. Dissonance relief. Leon Festinger, 1957. When what's happening clashes with how you see yourself, the brain feels tension and rushes to resolve it. So if your private self-image is, "I'm someone who never gets the good thing," and the good thing is about to land, your nervous system goes to work. You'll find a way to bring outside back in line with inside. Payoff 3. Identity confirmation. William Swan's self-verification theory, 1983. People seek experiences that confirm their existing self-views, even negative ones. Believe you're a failure long enough, and part of you will hunt for proof. The hunt is the sabotage. Psychologist Gay Hendricks gave it a name in 2009. The upper limit problem. The idea, each of us carries an inner thermostat. Not for temperature, for success, for love, for joy, for how much good we'll let ourselves feel before something inside flips a switch. Push past the set point, and you don't celebrate. You overheat. So the system manufactures a problem to cool you down. A pointless fight after the best week of your year. A sudden illness the week of the launch. A stupid email you fire off the day after the promotion. A relationship blow up the month the work finally hits. It looks like bad timing. It's the thermostat. The math is brutal. Author James Clear put it in a line. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Stretch that further. You fall to the level of your self-image. This is why people win the lottery and end up broke. Why founders torch the company after the round closes. Why love avoids the people who say they want it most. Goals don't run your life. Self-worth does. The ceiling, not the dream, is in charge. And the ceiling has a backstory. Where did your set point come from? You didn't pick it. Schema therapy, developed by Jeffrey Young in the 1990s, argues that early experience installs implicit beliefs about deservingness, safety, and worth. They run quietly underneath adult behavior. I'm a screw-up. People like me don't get that. If I get my hopes up, it falls apart. Nobody says them out loud, they just steer. Martina Horner, in 1972, documented something called fear of success. Not fear of failing, fear of winning. Because winning rewrites the room, higher expectations, more visibility. Old relationships strain. The brain calculates the cost, and sometimes folds. There's a hidden gift inside sabotage, control. Failing on your own terms is predictable. Being blindsided by failure is not. So part of you arranges the loss in advance. At least it didn't surprise you. Add one more layer. Hope hurts. If you never reach for it, it can't be taken away. So the sabotage isn't an enemy. It's an old bodyguard. Hired when you were small. Following outdated orders. It kept you safe once. Now it's keeping you stuck. 5 moves. Run them. 1. Name the pattern and the payoff. Catch yourself mid-sabotage and ask one question. What is this protecting me from? Failure that would crush me? Visibility I haven't earned in my own head? Disappointment if I really tried? Naming the payoff drains the power. Unconscious is strong. Seen is weak. 2. Update the identity. James Clear's frame in Atomic Habits, 2018. Durable change flows from self-image, not outcomes. Stop saying, I'm trying to follow through. Start saying, I'm someone who follows through. Then act once like that person. Today, identity beats discipline. Every time. 3. Train tolerance for things going well. When the upper limit kicks, the urge to pick the fight, send the email, eat the binge, pause. Label it. My thermostat is firing. Then do nothing. Let the success stay. The window passes. 4. Shrink the change. Use if-then plans. Gallwitzer and Sheeran's 2006 meta-analysis showed implementation intentions roughly double goal follow-through. If it's 9 a.m., I open the dock for 10 minutes. Small enough not to trigger the alarm. 5. Self-compassion, not self-attack. Kristen Neff's 2003 research. Shame fuels the cycle. You cannot punish yourself into change. Forgive the slip. Start again. Now, here's the reframe. Self-sabotage was never weakness. It was an old protector, still trying to keep you safe from a danger that's no longer in the room. You don't beat it by white-knuckling harder. You beat it by making the unconscious conscious, naming the payoff, updating the identity, raising the ceiling so the thermostat lets the success stay. You don't rise to your goals. You fall to your self-image. So change the self-image, and the goals stop being threats. This is the inner edge, where the science of self-mastery becomes things you actually run. If a short brought you here and this rewired how you see your own avoidance, subscribe. Master yourself first. Next time, how to focus in a world built to fragment your attention.